What is up, guys? Today is Sunday, January 1st, 2023, actually, and Happy New Year's, everyone. So I'm back with another MRE review, and this one I was very happy to acquire because it's a pretty hard one to get. It is a Singaporean 2023 expiration Menu 10 24-hour main pack ration, and it's spicy halal with 2 entrees and a dessert, featuring chili tomato pasta, sweet herbal chicken with rice, and barley with white fungus dessert. I'm also here with my buddy Joe.
Hello.
And we're going to be reviewing this 24-hour ration together. One thing to note, the Singaporean rations, they are all 24 hours, and this is the main pack, and normally you would get also an accessory pack with coffee, tea, and snacks, but in this case, I don't have any, so we will just be eating the entrees, and we will see how it goes. So I hope you all had a great New Year, and I'm going to open up this main pack. That is empty, so it's nice that it's clear because you can see all the contents. So this one's going to be the chili tomato pasta chicken sausage, and this is going to be the dessert, and then this is going to be the third pack, and it's going to be sweet herbal chicken with rice. So this is the list of all the menu items, and we got menu number 10, which seems to be the last menu in the 10 menu list. So I'll just open this up for you guys to see. It's actually really big. So you have all of these entrees, 20 different possible entrees. I don't think they're repeated based on what I see here. And all of them do have at least a dessert as well, which is very, very nice. Some of them have coconut, some of them have red bean, and then some of them have sweet potato. A lot of them also have barley, which is nice. And then here are the instructions, which is nice that all of them include. So you'll have about 3,350 ration packs every single day for all the ration for the 24-hour rations. So this should be the majority of it, although the condiment pack or whatever, the side pack will also have a good amount of calories. And in terms of reheating, you can use a mess kit open flame, as well as just the open sun or even the hot engine of a car. But it is about 50 degrees right now, so I don't really want to be using a open flame in my backyard, as the fire might just die out as it's quite windy. So I think what we'll do is we'll get everything out onto the plates and show you guys first what it's like cold, and then we'll review it once I go back and warm it up. So what do you want to start with first?
The beginning.
The beginning? All right, so we'll do the entrees. Sounds good. All right, so we'll do this first. Very curious to see what they look like. It is about 10 a.m. here on the East Coast, so this is going to be our breakfast, but who said MREs can't be breakfast? So this is going to be the sweet herbal chicken with rice. Let's see what this looks like. So it looks like almost like a sticky rice, and the chicken looks more finely cut. Obviously, it's not going to look the most appealing out of the pouch, but that's because it's been sitting in here for a while. So that's that. The pouch is open, and getting a nice tin of actually spiced chicken. It smells pretty good.
Yeah, it does smell pretty good.
All right, cool. So that's the chicken. And then we'll do the spicy chili tomato pasta with chicken sausage. So let's open this one up. These retort pouches are very nice, as they're super easy to open up. And just get that onto the plate right there. And you can see that there's visible chunks of chicken sausage there. Yes. Actually quite nice. Smell this one.
Good chunk visibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm getting a lot of onion, parsley, garlic, and the spiced chicken sausage. It smells really, really nice, actually. Although not the most visually appealing right now. We will go microwave that and see how it is. And meanwhile, we'll also heat up the dessert. I believe this is a dessert that you would have that is hot. So barley with white fungus and some other stuff. And I can see chunks of dates as well in there. Very nice. That is empty. I'm gonna give that a smell. It doesn't really smell as strong in magnitude, yes, but it still has a mild, mellow, sweet dessert smell to it. So 2 entrees and a dessert. I will be back and we'll heat it up. All right, and we're back. We just heated up all the components. So here is the dessert. It is currently lukewarm, which I think is probably best for consumption. And then this is the herbal chicken and rice. I flipped it over, and actually all the meat is on the bottom, and you can even see some goji berries there. So it's more of a sweet, not sweet, but sticky rice. And we'll mix that up together so we get a better mixture of all the ingredients. And then last but not least, one that I might be looking forward to the most actually is this spicy chicken sausage tomato pasta with chili. So this is probably gonna be a spicy item. One thing to note is that menus 1 through 6 are non-spicy, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10 are spicy, in fact. So you get a nice variety, and definitely the Scoville level should be better than the American rations for sure. So I trust in Singapore, and let's get started with one of the 2 entrees. So which one do you want to do first, Joe?
Start with the rice and chicken.
All right, we'll do the rice and chicken first. Alrighty. So let's we're using metal cutlery, which you might not use on the field, but or if you have a mess kit, you might. So let's mix up the rice and the chicken, and this should be decently warm. It is starting to look a lot more like an actual dish. So the chicken pieces are very small. It's more of a ground minced chicken, but nevertheless, the flavor is retained. All right, so you want to give it a try?
Yeah.
Let's get a nice big spoonful of that. As you guys can see. All right, cheers. Wow, interesting. They weren't lying when they said this was sweet chicken and rice.
Yeah, definitely very sweet.
Like, this is actually quite sweet. Like, almost comparable to some desserts. But the flavors. It tastes like exactly how it smells with all the spices. And the texture of the chicken is very discernible from the texture of the rice. The rice is actually on the more overcooked side, and the chicken is, I'm gonna say dry, but more, definitely has a lot more structural integrity.
Yeah, it's kind of like mushy, and then like the chicken, you get a little chew on that. Everything else just mushes together.
It's hard to compare this to other rations because this is such a unique item. But the rice is fantastic, I think. And I don't know, the looks don't really do it justice because it's quite homogeneous in terms of looks throughout the entire dish. Well, if I had to give this out of 10, I'd say, like, objectively, this belongs in a range because of the fact that it's sweet. I think some people would rate it a lot lower than it actually is, on average, or some people rate it a lot higher. Personally, for me, I'd give this maybe like a 7.6 out of 10. It's quite good.
Yeah, I'd say like 7.3. I mean, it's got a lot of flavors, you know, pretty complex for an MRE dish. You know, I would eat it a lot. Pretty
That's good. Like, also, considering it's a field ration, this is definitely better than a lot of the US MRE entrees for sure. So, I'll have another bite. We'll have another bite, and we'll move on to the spicy pasta. All right, we'll put that in the back there, finish it later. This is our breakfast, so we'll be eating this. All right, time for the pasta.
Yes.
Let's mix this up. So you can see visible chunks of sausage. With this dish, it's a lot less texturally homogeneous because you do have bits of corn, peas, the tomato sauce, which is a nice binder, and then the sausage as well, which is a spicy chicken sausage. And remember, all these items are halal, so very fitting for the Singaporean military. So, shall we give this a try?
Sure.
I'll start with the piece of pasta and sausage here on the right. Give that a good look. It's glistening under the sun. All right, there you go. Bottoms up. Interesting.
It is interesting. Has a little spice, not too much though. Sausage, it's kind of like not very chewy, but you know it's good.
That's true. It's actually more texturally homogeneous than you would expect. This sausage is actually like more so on the level of the pasta in terms of like mushy and chewiness. It's not, or mushiness. It's not really chewy like a sausage, and it doesn't really have that bounce. But what I really do like is the spice. It has a after kick.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't hit you until like 5-10 seconds after, and it's actually a really nice mellow level. It's almost like just a very nice hot sauce.
Yeah, it just sits in your mouth. It's just a nice taste.
Get a bigger bite of the pasta, sausage, and peas here. You know, I'd give this a solid breakfast item for sure. I do like this a lot.
Yeah, there's some nice oils in there. It's good.
One thing I trust with, like, you know, all sorts of East Asian cuisines, especially if you take MRE seriously, is that the flavors are always going to be there. It's a very nice, rich blend of flavors. And, you know, they do pasta in Singapore better than in the West with all these Western MREs. Like, for example, the US, like cheese tortellini or just like pasta, it's all Chef Boyardee. I put this a level above Chef Boyardee anytime.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Because you see far more ingredients.
Yeah.
Some sausages there. So, I have to give this a rating. I actually like this a lot. I'd give this like an 8.3. Or even an 8.4.
I give it like 8 flat. You know,
8 flat?
it's pretty good. I like the spice. It's definitely helping.
What could it do better on?
I think it needs more texture. I wish the sausage had chewy. If it had a snap, that would be like nuts. But like, you know, it needs more texture.
One thing that I do notice is the peas though. The peas actually have more structural integrity and sort of like not a crunch, but like an initial. You have to get through the outside before you get to the inside. Whereas the sausage doesn't really have that. The casing is really soft, just like the meat. Take a bite of this chicken and rice and see how it compares. This makes this a lot sweeter. So, I mean, of course, in a 24-hour ration, you wouldn't eat these together usually, but just having the contrast, this is much sweeter. So, speaking of sweet, should we move on to dessert?
Sure, yes.
All right.
Fungus dessert.
There you go. And so this is actually quite thick. You can see you can see the skin of the dates and then some of the meat as well. You have barley and you don't really see anything else. It's mainly just dates and barley, it seems. So pretty simple. And the fungus is more so a clear color, so it blends in with the soup. All right, let's take a bite. That a try. Strip it over the floor, it's fine. All right. First things first, it's very sweet, even after having that chicken and rice. I mean, understandably so, because this is a dessert. But the flavor is actually what I'm expecting, because I have had similar dishes like the white fungus desserts, fairly common in East Asian cuisine. So if you ever go to like China, Hong Kong, or Singapore, the flavor profile is there, and it's almost like that white fungus is kind of like melted into the quote-unquote soup, because the texture of the soup is actually very, very thick, and you don't really see noticeable bits of that white fungus, but the flavors are very good, and you can slightly taste it. What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of like a little sweet. It's like honey-ish. It's kind of like oatmeal almost, like the taste.
That's true.
But I like it.
Yes, it's got some of that grain flavor. It's good though. I think to like slightly make it less sweet, you should just add a bit of water and then mix it together, and also make the texture a bit less like viscous. I think so. I think that'd be a good fix.
Yeah, I don't know what the fungus tastes like, so I don't know if I'm getting it, but you know, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess if you haven't had it before, it's hard to say what the fungus tastes like, but you can kind of see like the fungus there, like there's a clear part there on the left. That's kind of what it looks like. And like for example, like this piece right here, that's the fungus right there.
Yeah.
And for those of you guys that don't really know, it's basically like a clear woodier mushroom. And woodier mushroom, like they put that as a topping on like ramen and in all sorts of like Chinese cuisines, and also even in some Korean and Japanese cuisine. So, I mean, overall, I'd say this MRE is very, very complete. Two very solid entrees. The portion sizes are pretty good, and it's the two of us splitting here. So, of course, And we still have a lot of food in front of us, which we'll probably finish right after this. In terms of my personal rating, overall, I'd give this MRE, well, first of all, this dessert, I'd actually give it like an 8.6. Considering all the other desserts I've had, very good dessert. Overall, MRE, I'd give this like a solid 8.3.
I'd probably give it 8.1 overall. It's pretty good. You know, I would have this pretty happily most days, you know.
That's
good
true.
Spice, good sweet. Covers a lot of bases.
The one other thing to consider, though, is that there's no heating component, so I think it would be easier. Given that you do have, like, you know, retort pouches, it would be easier to have a flameless ration heater. And one other thing is the fact that it only has 10 menus, whereas, like, for example, the US has 24 and then 12 cold weather ones. So having some more menu diversity would be good for it. But, you know, a lot of the other countries, they don't have as many items on their menu. For example, with Spain, you know, they have the A, B, C, 1 through 5s. Or even with, actually, you know, like with the Russian menu, they actually have I think a 24 different types, which is also very good. But overall, this is definitely on the higher end of the international MREs that I've reviewed, for sure. So, any last words?
Yeah, Singapore knows what they're doing, you know. Looks nice, glistening in the sun, very tasty.
Yeah, a great way to kick off 2023,
Yes.
right? All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.